That stuff is important too, but their workflow is also the most important thing. You know, can they get the job done? Can you rely on them? That's the most important thing. But of course, I'd recommend that you guys have I don't know, whoever wants to mic up, I'd recommend you have at least 2 or 3. Yeah, because certain lenders are also going to specialize in certain things. Like I had one lender who helped me with immigrants who had no papers. They had to do the I-10 and have 30% down. I had a lender that exclusively I worked with him on that. I had another lender that was like, she was a boss when it came to VA loans. Anybody who I did VA, I gave to her. And she got some deals closed in like 14 days. Just absolute beast when it came to VAs. I gave her other loans too, but VA, no questions asked. Nancy, boom, she was who I was using. Oscar was my guy for I-10, right, the immigrants. And then Frank was the guy that I used for everything else.
Gotcha.
Like regular loans, right? Typical home buyer, first time home buyer, like I would give him to Frank. So I had 3 that I used. Now there was other ones that I used here and there, but those are the principal 3 that I used, but each one had their niche. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I think there's the 2 that I've used before, or that I've had their relationship with.
Yeah.
One of them, he's good for VA. The other one's kind of like a general purpose guy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I have them. And they seem to be pretty good at what they do. So they're responsive. They're knowledgeable for sure. So I haven't closed a deal with them yet, so we'll see. Anything can change, but.
Yeah, and you really, like as an example, when I moved here, I was using a lender from back home, but he was having issues with his company, so he started dropping the ball on the deal. And that's when Brett referred me Amy. Amy took over my file. I went from being, because it was tripping me out, like the dude was having problems with his company, and I think it was affecting my loan because what they were telling me, I was like, this shit doesn't make any sense. Like I have crazy ass like income, like how the fuck am I only qualified for this much? Like why do I have to go FHA? They were telling me I had to go FHA. I'm like, kidding me? Like you got like an 800 credit score? Like what the fuck? Like I got all this money. But then I found out later that he was having issues with this company. I was like, okay, they're probably just complicating his loan. So as soon as I switched over to Amy, I went conventional. My score, my qualification got bumped up a lot. And then we got in a home and closed in like 3 weeks. It was super easy. But she came in a weird situation and delivered. She got my file, turned around everything in 24, 48 hours. I found my next property, boom, done. Because all this was happening while I was home shopping. And as soon as I switched to her, I found a spot real quick, the original house that I bought when I moved here, and then I was in within a couple weeks. I think we closed in like 22 days or something. Wow. But I was like, okay, this makes sense. Like I have clean financials, like I have money, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was like, my fucking mortgage is gonna be like $2,000. Like, how the fuck is this like hard? You know what I mean? Like, I put 5% down. Like, it was real easy. I was like, okay, this makes sense. But I love the way that she worked the whole time. She was super communicative, and I was like, okay, working with her, especially having worked with her personally now on one of my purchases, this is cool. You know, like this makes sense.
Yeah, man. I bet nothing beats that, like in person. You know, your own experience with them.
Yeah, exactly. And then she was texting all the time. Even now, she updates me all the time, and she's always texting me, and she's always on the ball. If I need something, I can call her. She'll, hey, I'm with the kids. I'll call you back in 30 minutes, and she'll call me like 30 minutes on the dot. You know, so it's pretty cool. So she has a very open communication style, which I like. And she's super transparent. Hey, I talked to your buyer. This is what's missing. Or a day later, hey, I've tried your buyer 4 times. They haven't responded. You might want to reach out to them. Like, she'll let me know. She won't be the type to just let me hit like, hey, what happened? Oh, he never answered. No, she'll fucking tell you. Gotcha. Hey, I tried 6 times within 48 hours and he never responded. You need to talk to him.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
Versus, oh yeah, I called him once and he never picked up. It's like, dude, why didn't you tell me? I would have fucking. And I've had that with lenders before, but again, in their mind, they don't think that they need to tell you that, right? So if I didn't establish that up front, I can't be mad at them. But then if I know that's their normal way of operating, then I know, okay, I don't want to work with somebody like that if that's how they operate. Because I'm not going to sit there and tell you how to do your job either. I'm going to find somebody that resonates more with the style that I want, So if I give them my schedule and they don't respect it, I don't like that. It's like, dude, you know that I'm not available from this time to this time, and you're busting my balls at 9 in the morning. It's like, I'm on the phone, bro. You already know. I told you. Why you? Oh, but we needed this. Like, but I told you. Like, what the hell, right? So that's how you start kind of picking and choosing who you work with. It's not that we tell people how to work, it's we find the people that mesh with us the best.
Yeah.
And the way you guys operate your business, you're a little bit more high status, and you run an actual business. You have standards, you have timelines. You're gonna have to find people who are more in upper echelon, not the type that's just like a chicken with their head cut off running around everywhere. You're gonna have to follow people with structure. But that's naturally gonna lead to a better business because they operate at the level that you do, with that same type of professionalism and workflow, which is what you want. Versus working with anybody or bottom of the barrel. Oh, well, this guy recommended him. Well, yeah, but if he recommended him and he sucks, why are you going to work with him? That doesn't make any sense, right? So you got to find the people that fit best with you. Same thing with the dude that I would use back home, Jose, my video guy. He was probably the third or fourth one that I used. Because the first couple ones that I tried, they were just a mess. They never communicated. They took way too long. I didn't like their work. And I was just like, all right, we're not a good fit, you know? Then when I found him, he got me everything within like 24 hours. I liked his style. It made sense. There was a few things I had to, do with him and tweak, but like 90% of it was great. I was like, okay, this is the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much better to, do like a 5 or 10% improvement than like you need to do a whole 50 or 60%,
Like the only thing with Jose was I had to, kind of be on him about updates. So what I did with him is I said, hey, let's just schedule one time a week where we hop on a Zoom for like 15 minutes. That's all I needed. And we know, hey, every Monday at 12 we get on, we talk, that's it. All the stuff that needs to get handled in the 15 minutes. Plan out, let them know what's gonna happen. I'm sending you this, okay, blah, 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 done. Now I don't have to chase them. All it takes is that one consolidated meeting on Mondays at 12 p.m. for 15 minutes, that's it. And we're good. So that was the one thing I had to introduce to solve whatever issues that we had. Done. I'm willing to do that. Easy money. So, as you guys get more vendors and reps and all that, you'll assimilate them into your style. So imagine now, great question, right? Imagine like a new agent comes in who has no idea about anything that we're talking about. They're just going to go with anybody. This is why having coaching and training and structure is so important, because then you'll know. Otherwise, this will bite you in the ass later, because then you'll work with a random lender and they drop the ball with the buyer and you lose them. Or you work with a title rep who maybe does something fraudulent and you don't know until after. Now your client's pissed off. Or they missed something because they didn't run a preliminary title report on the property because they don't follow a process. And then at the end, a cloud on title pops up a week before closing. And because he didn't do his due diligence, you're paying for it at the end. Right?
That's right. It all boils down to your fault at the end of the day.
Yep. Yeah, because that's also the double-edged sword about being a listing agent. Anything goes wrong, whose fault is it? Ours. But with that responsibility comes freedom. You don't have to fucking chase around buyers all the time. You get what I'm saying? You have control over your schedule. You make a lot more money. You can grow your business a lot bigger. But you're also the captain of the ship, so if something happens, it's on you. Because whether it's our fault or not, who's the seller going to look at? Every time. Oh, but the title rep, even if you didn't do it. Hey, Bryan, but that's your title rep. He's right. One of the old title reps that I used back in California missed something in one of the deals that I did. So we ended up selling a property that owner that we represented wasn't even the owner, because there was some kind of fraud involved. We didn't know, so we weren't held liable. But our title rep missed it. Somehow, right? I never dug enough to really see if he knew and he didn't say anything, but we're still cool. But pretty much from that moment forward, I stopped doing business with him because of that.
You got some major problems.
Yeah. So that's really, really important, that type of stuff. So, because at the end of the day, I always tell people the first team that you build before you build an actual real estate team with agents is your vendor team. Imagine if you have a vendor team, inspector, lender, escrow, a lawyer, and they all work together, you all support each other, you send each other business, they help you coordinate your sphere of influence parties and all that, they sponsor events that you're doing. Now your business is growing. Now they're available at your client event parties. They're getting stuff done. Your customer service is top notch, because when they deal with you, in a transaction, they're also dealing with other entities and other people, which again is associated with you. So if they have a great experience with you, but when they go to escrow, it's a shitty experience, what rating are they going to give you? Again, it's all attached to you, right? So I want to create the total customer experience of top notch, meaning from, let's say we all work together, right? I'm the lender, you're the escrow, you're the agent, and you're the termite guy, right? If he does a shitty job and we all do a great job, he's still going to say, well, I had a shitty experience with Tanner. So I'm going to give him a 3 or 4 out of 5 stars. Now you just lost your 5-star rating because one of your reps dropped the ball. Because his standard of excellence isn't great customer service. It's, I'm just going to get the job done. I don't care. I want to work with the people who are like, hey, Tanner, how's it going? Cool. I know we got this job done for you. Is there anything else? Do you have any other questions? Is there anything else I can help you with? Great. Well, hey, you have my number here. If anything pops up or you have a question, let me know, okay? Like, I want a guy who's going to do that, not just be like, okay, the job's done, bye.
Yeah.
I want somebody who's going to be a little bit more personable. And but how do we find that out? By dealing with them. I want to see how you are. You guys could like have a lunch with a rep or a vendor and find out a lot about them.
Yeah, that's right.
Like if we come and let's say like I'm, Tanner's interviewing me and I'm a vendor, and then we come to a restaurant and I'm being an asshole to the waiter, that tells you everything you need to know. Or if I show up fucking 20 minutes late and I don't say anything. And it's like, okay, this dude shows up late and doesn't, it's one thing, hey, 10 minutes before, hey, Tanner, there was an accident, I'm gonna be 15 minutes late because the street got shut off. Okay, no problem. I'm not gonna hold it against him, but if he just shows up late, doesn't say anything, I'm gonna be like, well, the fuck, dude, I was here early. You know what I mean? Yeah. So all those things speak, all that stuff builds a case of how you are and how you operate your business, because you can't tell me that in your business you're super sharp and everything is perfect, but then your personal life you show up late and you're a mess. No, it's all correlated. That's not how it works. If you can't wake up on time every day, if you can't show up on time, how the fuck are you gonna show up on time for the client or get things done? It's just, you can't deny that, you know what I mean? So that stuff is important, but again, nobody pays attention to this stuff.
Not at all.
It's, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get this lender or this and that. Like, no one's really taking their time to do their due diligence and set this stuff up, but it's so important. Because this composes the complete package of what a great agent is. Mm-hmm. You got to have great vendors. There's only so much you can do. Once we get the listing signed, we put the home on the market and all that stuff, it's everyone else now that's kicking in their jobs. Escrow, title, inspectors, right? Lenders, everyone else is contributing to this deal. And where one person drops the ball, it ruins everything or it delays. That's what I hated, going to a seller and being like, hey, our closing is delayed 3 days. Even if it's something that's out of your control, they're still pissed off. But then even you're wondering, even if it was something legit, you're wondering, damn, did the lender or did somebody drop the ball somewhere? Like, even you're wondering, what do you think the client's doing? They're wondering too.
Yeah.
Even if it sounds completely reasonable in their mind, they're like,
It's gotta be something.
Yeah, what if? Exactly, yeah.
So if you have to come up with that list of vendors, you said it's inspectors, lenders, escrow, lawyer, I would assume like photographer,
title,
videographer, title people.
Title, videographer, contractors for any type of work. Contractors / like handymen to do like little stuff. I'd probably get a good roofer as well.
Okay.
Somebody who's great. I mean, contractors kind of fall into that, but like somebody who's really good with AC, air conditioning, because that's big out here.
Yeah, that's right.
Probably a really, really good insurance / home insurance agent, vendor. Probably good to have like an appraiser in your back pocket too, a friend, yeah. Okay, home inspector, termite inspector, probably somebody who's good with mold, maybe even like a pet or insect, like, I don't know.
Some restoration.
Yeah.
Pool maintenance.
Yeah, pool guy would be good too. See, so like what I did, a lot of these ones I'm giving you, John, one of the ways that I built up that vendor list, believe it or not, was all the door-to-door that I did. because I would meet these people.
It's crazy who you come across.
Either the owner or those pool guys or whoever would be working. Lawn, a lawn guy, landscaper. I'd meet them out in the field. Exchange information, and guess what? That next week on Wednesday when I go out and eat lunch on my own, who do you think I'm inviting? That person that I met. Now I'm gonna see, hey, this is my vision. You let me know. I want to do this and parties, and they're, oh yeah, I'd love to be a part of that. I'll sponsor it. Now I'm getting them involved. I send them business too.
Gotcha.
Right? Plus, when I do a home buying seminar and 50 people show up, and that pool guy's there, he's also meeting them. What if he picks up 2 or 3 clients there? Right? But that's a part of your network now. You get what I'm saying? So that's how you start helping each other. And I met a lot of them going door to door. On the phone too, but especially the door to door connections were always good because you met them face to face.
Yeah.
And they're like, damn, this kid's out here hustling, That's why you guys got to hit the doors, man.
Yeah.
You'll meet that OG that's been working in neighborhoods for like 50 years and knows everybody. And those are great people to have in your database, man. Because they've had that business, like landscaping business, for 50 years, and it's been handed down from their mom to their whatever, and they don't even do any marketing, and they're just booked for months in advance because everybody knows them and they get so much work. But what do you think they're doing? They're doing that at homes, talking to homeowners every day. So if somebody wants to sell or they're thinking about it, there you go. They can plant that seed for you.
Thinking about selling, we need to get our landscaping done.
Yep, there you go. Oh, you are great. Well, I know a great realtor. His name is Tanner.
Let's go.
And then you instruct them on how to set it up. Set up a 3-way text. Like you let them know, hey, if you do come across a referral, would you feel comfortable sending it to me? Great. If you do hear somebody, this is what I want you to do. If they mention they want to sell, do this. Get their blessing that you can connect them with me, and create a group text between you, that person, and me, and I'll take it from there. Cool? Now they get that connection. They already know, oh, he said create a group text. Boom, done. Now the introduction is made. You have your referral.
Easy.
Yeah. But see, there's many pieces to that puzzle. You got to meet them, then you got to get the relationship, then you got to teach them how to send you the referral, and you got to do all that stuff. But that's kind of how I started building up that big kind of web that I had in my network, was like that. That was one of the integral parts. That, I would say, just the general prospecting, and then also doing the business interviews, really started flooding my database with good people, which later on, a year or 2 years later, started really giving me a lot of referrals. And then after a while, I started doing all the other stuff, like volunteering to speak at schools, sponsoring the kids' schools at middle schools and high schools and colleges, and going to do presentations. Because then, I'm getting my face in the magazine. They're putting my banners like on the basketball court and that kind of stuff. Plus, that's a tax write-off when you donate to the middle school. So, I know you're local here. That'd be a great thing for you to do.
Yeah.
Plus, that'll get you in that circle of that school. Little bonuses you can do that don't take a lot of time, just a little bit of effort. Because when you're doing that and you're prospecting, all you're doing is just amplifying your reach.
Right.
Because, dude, if you guys were at a point where you're marketing and people know and are familiar with your face and name, and you're prospecting, no one's gonna fucking touch you. Because now people are seeing you, and now they're interacting with you in person from you knocking on their door or calling them. You'll have just a foothold in all these areas. Because dude, I look on the billboard or on the street, I see you. You're in my neighborhood walking and knocking, you're calling me, I'm getting a mailer from you, right? Oh, you did an event here and you hosted it. They're just seeing you all the time.
Yeah.
And so it just gets to a point where you're gonna win by default,
Right.
which is what you want. But again, all those pieces that I'm telling you, like the business interviews and doing all the door, just requires effort. Requires effort. So that's why you start small chunking it. Hey, once every couple weeks, I'm going to volunteer to, do a presentation at a school. Once every couple weeks, I'm going to, or once a week or twice a week, I'm going to interview a small or medium-sized business. Once or twice a week, I'm going to go out and door knock, and then you'll meet people, right? So all this stuff adds up. Just a little bit here and there.
Yeah, a little bit does go a long way. And you're right, you'd be surprised who you meet. I have conversations with all kinds of people over the phone that are business owners, like you said, contractors, insurance guys, inspectors, all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Lenders. I'm calling people who are selling their house. Yeah, they're a lender. They also work in that industry.
Yep, 100%.
So it's a great way to get that going. And even with other agents too, I know that's not something we really focus on, but
Yeah.
that's an opportunity I used to see if they have buyers for like my listings, and maybe vice versa, I can help them out.
Yeah, creating an agent network is great too because, again, if you have a buyer, you can shoot out, hey, I have a buyer for this price point or this neighborhood who's got something. Same thing with listings. Hey, I got this listing coming up in 2 weeks in Pinecrest. 3-bed, 2-bath, 600. Who's got somebody? You might get a couple pings. You might get 2 or 3 showings just from that.
Right.
And an offer.
And then it's like, well,
Now it's like, well, Mr. Seller, I told you, my network and my connections already got you 3 showings and an offer. And we haven't even got on the market yet. But that was a value add that you brought because you had that network. And it's as simple as going on Facebook, hey, I'm building out my agent referral network and adding to it. Let me know what market you work and put in your information. You're gonna get 100 comments. Oh, I'm in Nebraska, I'm in Arizona, I'm in Florida, I'm in California. Because everyone's looking for referrals.
Yeah, they just want it.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want those?
Later on, when you're gonna send the referral, you can take the time to qualify them. But for now, just build that list.
Gotcha.
I did that directly, but I also did it inadvertently with my following because a ton of agents follow me.
Yeah, right.
So it's just automatic. But I also had a realtor referral network of people. It was probably at least 400 or 500 people, and every time we got listings or deals, we'd throw it in there. So if we couldn't send a referral to somebody on our team or somebody in like our friend group or mastermind group or coaching, we would throw it to that group. Hey, I got a potential seller in Phoenix, Arizona. 5 people would reply. We talk to them, we'd vet them, and then we send it to one.
Send it to one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. You get your contacts up this week? Yeah.
It's getting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited. I need 230 contacts to get my next listing.
Yeah?
Wow.
It's like a week of contacts, bro. That's easy.
Yeah. I could probably, and that was, I
Because
added up.
you're just tracking the numbers and stuff, right?
Yeah, for the entire year.
Dude,
so.
that's not bad at all.
No?
That's
think I can
fucking
do
good,
that.
dude. You know why? Imagine if you did 50 contacts a day. That means Monday through Friday, if you did 50 contacts a day, based on that math, that would be 250 contacts. That equals a listing. You'd be getting a listing a week. And with that said, do you feel like your effort is 100% right now? Do you feel like your skill set is already fully developed and you can't get any better, right? This is just a starting metric.
Yeah.
So before we leave, I'm gonna get a clip of that and be like, I ran the numbers and I need 230 contacts for one listing.
Yeah. I think I can do way better than that.
Of course. But you get what I'm saying? Like now that he knows that, I would hope that something shifted in him. Like, holy shit. Because before you track that, I'm sure you probably thought it was way more than that.
Yeah, it helped a lot seeing that number.
Right? Same thing when I told people, track how much you're worth per hour. Like, be honest about how much you're working. If you're only working 4 hours a day, just be honest and then track it. Hey, I've been working for 6 months, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. Because then you see, like, damn, I'm worth, because the first time I did it, after closing a couple of deals, like, damn, I'm worth like $138 an hour. I was like, damn, that's fucking good. If I got a job, I'd be getting paid 20, 30, 40 an hour. Like, doctors make that much money, you know what I mean? Like, fuck. Then I did it again later, it was like $400 or $500 an hour. It just kept going up. But until that, you run that number, you don't know, and it's not real to you. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah. It also showed me that I not necessarily could do the opposite of what I'm doing, but just amplify what I'm doing.
But see,
to get
now that he
number
knows
down.
that too, if he does a week where he does like 100 contacts, he's gonna be like, fuck. I just fucked myself because now it's gonna take me 2.5 weeks to get a listing versus 1 week. Because then as it gets better, you're right, that number goes down. It'll be 200 or 150 or 180, right? Now we're talking. Remember at my peak, I think it was every 7 expireds that I talked to, I set an appointment. And when I knew that, what do you think I was doing with old and new expireds? I was hitting them every day. And I was setting appointments left and right like crazy. Remember one morning, I think I called expireds for 2 or 3 hours. I set like 5 or 6 listing appointments. Now, did that happen every day? No. But I was like, this makes sense. If I'm every 7 conversations, right? Like, and I'm talking to 30 or 40 every day, that makes sense if you do the math. What's 40 divided by 7? That's 5 and change. It's 5 appointments. So, but you won't know until you run the numbers. That's good. what went through your mind to actually make that calculation?
Just knowing day by day, like when I'm prospecting, it's going to make it that much easier to make the contacts.
Yeah, that would boil down to about 45 contacts a day, Monday through Friday. That's it's 225. So yeah, so you're right there, 230. So yeah, it's not that much. 4 or 5 hours of prospecting a day, 5 days a week to get a listing a week. Fuck, man, that's a high-paying fucking job. That's crazy. That's awesome though, man. That's super cool. What a great metric.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna post that in the group too. And again, brand new agent, new market, crazy. But I know people who have been in business years who wouldn't know the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's what you taught us, man.
That's awesome though, dude. That's really good. Good, man.
Thank you, man.
Good stuff.
Got you.
What else is going on, gents?
I wanted to get a new buyer.
You got a buyer?
Yeah.
Nice. How'd you get him?
A friend again.
Oh, a friend?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Are they getting qualified?
Yeah, I already sent it to the guy.
Sweet. Sweet. Hell yeah. You excited?
I'm excited.
What are they looking to buy?
I think they said they want a house.
Nice.
Well, when I first talked to them, it doesn't look like that their credit and all that would be able to get a house.
Yeah, so their qualification might be a little bit lower.
Right.
Probably could start with a condo or
But
something
that
like
was
that.
before like I even sent them to the guy. That was just me, like just
Yeah.
talking to them.
Yeah.
But if not, I'll get them like an apartment or something or a rental.
Okay. Yeah, for now. Yeah, because like the cool thing is, even if you send, because when you follow the process, right, even if a buyer's not ready, the lender can say, hey, you're not ready now, but do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and in 6 months, you'll be ready. Now, if they commit to that plan, they're already loyal to you and the lender. When they're ready, they're going to buy. That's why I have no problem doing that, because let's say you start sending 2, 3, 4 people a month that are going to be getting ready. A couple months from now, you're going to have an explosion of buyers. Yeah, exactly. That's what you want. It's the same thing with sellers. We're not ready now. You're getting a ton that aren't ready now, but you're following up and you're doing your thing. Then a month, 2, 3 months from now, they start converting. I think it was near the first year that I was doing a lot of like random doors. And that's when I remember, I think it was at the end of year 1 or like month 13 or 14, I had a week where just following up and talking to a lot of people that I talked to recently, like some of those people that I had met that last year were just suddenly ready. And then I think I set like 4 or 5 appointments like all in 1 week. And then I took like 4 or 5 listings. Just because they happened to all like line up. They were all like, oh, we're gonna be ready in 3 months, 6 months or whatever. But we stayed in touch, right? I followed the system and did all that. And then all of a sudden that 1 week I was like, damn, I just set like 5 listing appointments with all like random door knocks. Like, what the fuck? And then like, it gave me, you're gonna hit points in your career where you have like little explosive moments. And that was like probably my second little like explosive moment that led to more production. And it was like boom, 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 boom. And they were easy listing appointments too, because I kept in touch and like, I didn't really have competition. Maybe 1 or 2 of them interviewed other people, but it was just super easy because I met most of them door knocking and it was just real easy. So it was cool. And I was like, damn, but I looked back, I was like, man, when I looked at the log, I was like, yeah, I met them here. They got emails. I called them like once a month. So it was very like systematic, you know? It was really cool. So that stuff always pays off in the end, you know? But it's that what is it called? Like the compound effect, the accumulation effect of doing all that stuff over and over and over and over and over. And then it finally pays off. It's a sweet feeling, you know?
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I've been doing a lot of circles, so I know it's going to take time.
Yeah.
Putting people into the pipeline and keeping in touch with them.
Yeah.
But to your point, that's something that I've heard a lot, is that there's a lot less competition. They're much easier appointments. As long as you do the work up front, it's kind of like once they meet you, they've decided that they might want to do something in the future. It's like, if you're good enough at delivering on what you say you're going to deliver and you can show up as that professional, it's
Yep.
like, why would they want to interview anyone else?
Yep.
It
course.
makes it very
Yeah.
easy for them
Yeah.
to say, hey, we're going to give it you.
Yeah, because even one of the easier ones that I got, I think it was the story where I told you that lady like barely opened the door.
Yeah.
We talked for like 20 seconds, and I just gave her my phone, and she gave me her cell phone number, and then I listed her house like a year and a half later when her mom passed. Her brother was a little bit like doubting me, right? Because he had never met me, but I paid it no mind, right? Like the sister had so much affinity with me. She basically like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like we're gonna use him, basically. You know what I mean? But I had kept in touch with her. She had followed me on social media. She was getting the emails. Like I had called her religiously, like once a month. So to that point, that's ultimately what. Of course, I had a great presentation too, but that ultimately is what got them to. Because I think he brought up, well, we're in a predominantly like Asian neighborhood now, and you're not Asian. I'm like, you know, it's a valid concern. We're definitely going to cover that at the presentation, but once we do get to that point and we meet, don't worry about it. I think you'll be more than satisfied with what I'm going to show you. I just kind of brushed it off, and I did my presentation and they signed, right? But but clear difference. The sister was all about me because of that process. He didn't know me. That was his first time meeting me, you know? So of course he's going to have his own, you know? Because that area that I sold that house in had shifted a lot the last 20 years because they built like a Buddhist temple in that neighborhood. So supposedly anybody moving from that part of China into that neighborhood that lived within like 2 or 3 miles of that temple, it was good luck. So you saw a big demographic shift in that neighborhood from like predominantly American people to like Asian, to where now I think it's like 80% Asian or something.
Wow.
So you'll find the people who have been living there for 40, 50 years, or they're Asian for the most part. Again, within that temple,
Right.
that vicinity, that 2 or 3 mile radius. So a lot of people would bring that up. Oh, we want to hire an Asian broker because they're going to bring all the Asian buyers. But again, going back to the last training, that's misinformation. They think, oh, the Asian agent has connections to all the Asian buyers. Stupid. Buyers can go with whoever they want, right? But that's the thought process. So knowing that, I had to start kind of building up dialogues and things that I would do to counteract that. You know what I mean? So what I started adding was, hey, you know, something that we specialize in our marketing is we know how to target national, local, and international buyers. Because I knew when they heard international buyers, it would cover that issue that they have. So I would say that, and I would say, because right now we know there's a large influx of people coming from the outside to this area, right? Predominantly we see a lot of Asian buyers coming here, right? So I make sure that all the marketing efforts that we do get out to those buyers too. That way when we put your listing on the market, we capture the people who are interested. Make sense? Now I'm not going to hear that anymore. So I had to make that small tweak, and all I did was add a couple words to handle that, because I know hyper locally in that section, that's what people hear. You guys heard the other one, which is they're coming, but they're buying cash. What did I do? I did the research. Only 12% of the transactions were in cash, right? So then I would bring that up too. And I'm sure you've heard that people are coming here paying cash, hand over fist, right? Well, again, I took a look at the numbers, Mr. Seller. If you were to guess, out of the last 10 transactions in your neighborhood, how many do you think were cash versus loans? If you were to guess, based on this news that you're hearing, oh, all of them, 10%, 12%. So basically 1 out of 10. Really? Yep. So there's rumors going around, but when you look at the numbers, that's what it is. So therefore, we need to make sure that the home is appealing to them, but also everybody, because people who buy a loan are probably a little bit more likely to pay you more than somebody who's going to pay cash, right? Because when we come in cash, we're kind of looking for a discount. Why? Convenience. You can pay it all. You don't have to worry about the loan. There's less risk, right? So if I have cash, the likelihood of me overpaying is going to be less, correct? Versus if I get a loan, and I might have to a little bit, well, I'll pay it over the 30 years, it's not a big deal, right? You see, so these are the things that I had to do to start kind of massaging around those little local objections and issues that I was running into. So you guys will have to do the same.
Makes sense.
You know? Same thing now, like if somebody brings up, well, you know, let's say they bring up, or the question that you guys don't speak Spanish, well, we got to bring up me and the team. Like our team leader and everybody on the team speaks fucking fluent Spanish. So even though I'm your representative, just know that our processes and our team, everybody fucking speaks Spanish. So if we do come across that buyer from fucking Venezuela that only speaks Spanish, like it's not going to be a problem, because I'm just going to be teaming up with my team leader and he can walk us through the whole process. Because I'm sure your concern would be losing a buyer because we don't speak Spanish. Like me, I don't speak Spanish, right? Well, don't worry about it, right?
No problemo.
You get what I'm saying? So those are the things that you guys have to come up with, you know?
Be sharp.
I've heard it all, man. I've heard it all. The most frequent one though is I usually hear like, if an area is predominantly more of like a certain race, they'll bring that up. Oh, our neighborhood's like more black and you're not black. Or our neighborhood's more Asian and you're not Asian, you know? But I always tell people like, that's not a big deal. Because I said, look, bottom line, Mr. Seller, for every one person who might not work with me because I'm not black or Asian, there's going to be 9 who don't care.
That's the important thing too.
Yeah.
I do see that often, like when I'm looking at sellers, particularly when they advertise online.
Yeah.
Specifically, I see that with like the Jewish community. Like,
Yeah.
They're very much like, this is a predominantly Jewish community, and it makes sense,
Yeah.
right? If they want to live together, then, they'll advertise that, and I've heard stories of people who are, selling in those neighborhoods where it's the same thing. It's like, we want to hire somebody who's Jewish because they can connect with people.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's take a look at the facts here.
Yeah, right, of course. And say, look, like let's say somebody told me that, I would say, you know what, I totally agree with you. At the end of the day, let's say I represented you, Mr. Seller, and we go on the market, everything is going good, and I bring you 4 offers. What's the number one thing that you're looking at with these offers?
Price.
All right, cool. Now if they happen to say, oh well, we want, we'll take less money because we want a Jewish family to say, look, we can maybe favor them a bit, but legally we can't say, hey, because then now I'm in violation and we can't do that. That would be an unethical practice. We can't do that. It'd be no different than me denying Tanner the loan because he's not Jewish and then giving it to you because you're Jewish. We can't. It's illegal.
Yeah.
So if you would be asking me to do that, Mr. Seller, then we can't work together. Then I would draw the line, because now that's a problem for anybody, Jewish, Asian, black, white, whatever, right? But that way I set it up, the other one is like, what's going to be the most important thing? And he said it, price.
Price, baby.
And he laughed, but they're going to laugh too, because they'll be like, well, yeah, he's right, it's price. So if the family is a fucking alien family, but they're going to pay you the most, you don't care that they're not Jewish, right? Because they're paying you the most money.
They give
Now,
you green men for space. Okay.
yeah. Now, although we can advertise it and let the Jewish community know that, hey, this is preferably where they'd want to buy, at the end of the day, if you get $20, $30, $40, $50,000 more from somebody who's not Jewish, are you going to tell me no?
If you are, then that's a problem.
Yeah, if you are, then yeah, we have to seriously reconsider this decision. You know what I mean?
That's a
Like,
problem.
yeah, it's kind of a you problem. Like, so you want to leave money on the table? Like, damn, you're crazy, man. But see, then you can walk away knowing, okay, I have somebody who's not right in the head, or who's just their values are compromised.
Yeah.
Because I've walked away from people too that are like that. Because you could technically say it's like discrimination. Like, oh, we only want Asians. Because I've heard that too. Like the Asian community is like, oh, we only want. Like I'll call and I'm like, hey, my buyer's interested, and they ask me, well, is your buyer Asian? I'm like, no, and they've hung up on me. Yeah. So like, in a way, I almost respect a lot of those Asian agents in California because they're racist as fuck, but at least they're straight up about it. Like they won't hide it from you. Like, oh, you're not Asian? Get out of here, But I'm like, okay, at least they don't hide it, right? But technically, we can't do that. Like you can't say, oh, because you're black or you're white or whatever. Like you can't do that. So it would trip me out because one time I recorded it and then I showed it to people because they didn't believe me. They're like, dude, there's no way the Asians did. I'm like, dog, Asians are fucking ruthless, bro. Like I think I really think that they're the most openly like racist in the sense where like they'll tell you to your face. Oh yeah, bro. I remember I was going out with a chick that was like half Asian. I think she was like Chinese and something else. And when I met her parents, they were not about it. Like they straight up told me, oh, you're not Asian? No, you can't be with our daughter. I was like, damn. Yeah, bro. Yeah. And I guess she didn't tell them. So as soon as they saw me, like they went pale as fuck. And I was like, man, in my mind, I'm like, she didn't fucking tell them that I'm not Asian, you know what I mean? Because like she would always tell me, oh, my family's like super like traditional Asian, and I was like, oh fuck, they're for sure not gonna like me then. Because a lot of the traditional families, they want somebody of the same race, you know what I mean? So when I met her parents, I was like, fuck. I tried to make it not awkward, but it was awkward as fuck.
BC can only do so much.
I know. Well, back then I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You know what I mean? I didn't study and I wasn't smooth back then. Now I could make light of it, But back then I was just like, this is awkward, And then probably like within like a month or two after that, we stopped going out.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Because she was like always miserable. All my parents. I was like, you know what? We just shouldn't be together. Then if your parents are gonna make your life this much of a hell, like forget it.
They're strict.
Yeah. But see, like on a mindset side, obviously now I would approach that situation differently. But it goes to show how important it is for you to really get this going. Because I could associate that too with like you, let's say you want to get into real estate and then your family's so opposed to it, but you really want to do it. That's what you want to do. It's your life. You know what I mean? Like you're not hurting yourself. It's just a desire that you have and you want to fulfill it.
Right.
Who is your parents or anybody to say, hey, you can't do that? But again, if you're not good up here and you're not strong enough and you give into that, then you take the path that that person wants, but you won't be happy. You'll be miserable.
Yeah. You don't want to do that.
And you don't want to do that. But it takes a lot of strength to do that because you're literally going against everything. Everyone's going to shame you and what are you doing? Listen to your parents. How could you? Right? We're so disappointed in you, like all the shaming and manipulation that goes with it, right? Because like she would tell me what her parents were telling her. I was like, man, they're fucking doing a job on her. Damn, you know? They're telling her all kinds of shit. But looking back now, it's like, all right, it makes sense why we couldn't handle it because we were fucking kids. You know what I mean? Fucking teenagers, dude. So.
Yeah, I have an aunt. She's half Chinese, and
Yeah.
she'll give it to you straight.
Yeah.
She doesn't fuck around.
Bro, yeah. Like I remember like even back in the day, like we would go to like, me and some of my friends would go to like a Chinese restaurant and you could hear a pin drop. They're just like looking at us like that. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then of course someone's like, yeah, well, they don't like anybody in here that's not fucking Asian, you know what I mean? So it didn't matter what you were, bro. They were just, yeah. And like the servers wouldn't come over and shit. We're like, what the fuck? Like, are we getting good service? Yeah.
I wonder what they do to the food.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, we ended up leaving, bro. It was funny. It cracked me up, man. But like when I would tell those stories to people who weren't from California, like they wouldn't believe me. Because like a place like Florida, you don't experience that shit. At least here, you know what I mean? Like, so. But it was funny.
Yeah, no, you say those things and I'm just like, wow, I couldn't picture it. I don't have a reference point.
It's crazy, man. Yeah.
Not even the commission, just.
Well, like you got to look at it this way too. Like in California, especially, I'm talking LA, not all of California, but LA is very also like racially divided, like neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So, like where I grew up in like South LA, you had like boundaries almost, like unofficial boundaries. And because of like all the gang shit and all that, like people were always beefing. And then like let's say the black gang shot somebody from like a Hispanic gang, then it was like they were just looking for anybody, right? So they would just like retaliate. So in school, let's say in elementary school you had a friend growing up and you were all different, like you had an Asian friend, like a Hispanic friend and a black friend. Like after like high school you couldn't hang out anymore because like if you got seen with each other you could get hurt, type of thing. Like they would jump you or you could get shot or something like that. So it was weird. It's almost like prison politics but out on the street. Because like in California prisons, when you go to prison, like you basically have to click up with your race. Like you can't fly solo.
You gotta survive.
You know? Yeah. So like a lot of stuff that people see like in the prison stuff is like from because it's not everywhere, but that's California prison. It's very like racially divided. But same thing with the stuff on the street with like the gangs and all that. It's very like, you know?
Same thing.
Which is stupid, but like so when you're out here and like you don't experience that, it trips you out. You're like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, but that's just the way it is, dude. It's stupid.
We got rainbow flags on this street, homie. We accept all colors.
Oh, that's funny, Tanner. Jesus Christ.
It's dumb.
Tanner's got jokes today.
Yeah. Good. We got Smiley Tanner.
Smiley.
I prefer that
Smiley.
Tanner. All right, you guys got any issues, deal problems, questions? Anybody giving you slack, not giving you an appointment that you know you should have?
Yeah. That one.
You getting the runaround?
Yeah. And I've had the fucking run around for so many leads and then they list with someone else, dude. So that's what I'm trying to work on. It's like, let's me right now, for one example, someone's getting new carpet. Like, let's just meet. Maybe I can give you a few tips on don't do this, do that. But she wants to meet once the contractors are completely done.
Okay, and you said there's been people who tell you this shit and they go with somebody else?
Yeah.
Interesting. And they've given you these same excuses, or was it something different?
Pretty close, just brush offs, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so what's your response? Oh, I'm gonna wait until the carpet's done. What do you say?
We'll set up a time to speak again. I'll set it. I'll check the status before I call them, and looks like they listed.
Cool. So like you called today, they said, hey Tanner, I'm getting carpet in 3 days. Let's do it after. Are you at least attempting to set the appointment for right when the carpet's done, or are you just setting up another call?
I need to be more thorough with setting the appointment.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you definitely have to set the appointment. So say, great. When are they coming to do the work, Tanner? That would be my response.
Yeah, they should be done in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. What else? What other changes or anything are you doing to the home, or is that the final one?
A few touch-ups on the paint, and a few small things. The carpet's the main.
Cool. Yeah. I'm assuming the goal is to maximize the resale value.
Yeah, just spruce the place up a little bit for when we go back on the market.
Okay. Cool. So, when's your projected completion date of all that?
Give it a month.
Okay. Cool. So, if we were to meet now or next week or before the work is done, how would that negatively impact the situation?
Well, I'm in Miami Beach, so I'm not at the property. So I wouldn't be able to meet at the property, which is in Jupiter.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can value the property without even being in it. That's not a problem. And then later on, sure, if I take a look at it, I can let you know if we can make any adjustments. But like I've been in this situation a million times before, so I can give you a dead-on accurate price even without being there.
Okay.
So if you're not there, I mean, we could even meet before the work is done, and if everything makes sense, then as soon as it's done, we can be ready to go. Because I'm assuming as soon as everything's done, you're going to put this thing right back on the market and get it sold, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So would you be opposed to meeting now?
I'd rather wait.
Okay. What do you think will change if we wait 3 or 4 weeks?
I don't think anything would change. It's just I would just like to wait until it's finished.
Because?
Just the place is a mess.
Yeah, I won't have to go look at it yet.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Because, again, I work on a team. We cover all of South Florida. I can meet you somewhere locally because you said you're in Miami Beach, right?
Right.
Yeah, we can meet somewhere locally and chat about it. Because ultimately, what's going to be more important is what we're going to do to get the home sold and making sure that this time the home gets sold and there's a solid strategy in place, right?
Right.
That's going to ultimately be what's most important, correct?
And that's what we'll talk about.
Of course, yeah. The price, if we're going to make any adjustments later when it's done, I'll go take a look at it, and then I'll give you a final verdict after the carpet's done and the paint and everything.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we can make sure that we strategize and position the home properly, so this time it does get sold, which is what you want, right?
Right. Yeah.
Go for the appointment. Go for the appointment.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on. I'm gonna test the limit of over follow up.
Yeah.
Damn, Tanner.
I know we spoke yesterday.
I
going?
would rather wait. Great. When do you normally? You said you're in Miami Beach. When are you normally available?
Weekends.
Weekends.
I don't know. Yeah, I got a busy schedule.
Cool. Typically, on a typical week, when are you normally available for 20, 30 minutes?
I'd say weekends are probably best.
Okay.
For my schedule.
Then let's do this. What part of Miami Beach are you in?
South Miami Beach.
Cool. All right. Then this is what I'll do. Let's pencil something in for, give them 2 days. Saturday at 1 or Sunday at 12. This is what I'll do. I'll find a nice quiet spot like this close to them and meet them there.
Let's go.
Oh, you don't need to see the house? No, not at all. I'm a pricing expert. You won't have to worry about that.
Let's go.
So if we meet and you like what I have to say and we agree on everything, then we can leave the price pending until it's done. Then I'll personally go take a look at it and we'll put that final number on it. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Because that's really what it's about. Us getting along, us getting on the same page, you looking at the strategy and you believing that what I'm going to do to get the home sold is going to get it sold, right?
Right.
That's more important than anything else. Let's meet and establish that. And then the price, yeah, we'll leave it blank, not a problem.
Okay. If they give pushback on that,
Why would they give you pushback?
I don't know. Just being complicated.
Cool. So what do you think the pushback would be to that?
I don't know. I just say being adamant on waiting to meet.
Cool, okay.
Do we give them their space and not turn them off by pushing too much? Or do you think if the way we handle it isn't going to lead to us having to push?
Well, it's not that we're pushing too hard or that. It's just everybody tends to put things off. They don't want to do it now, right? So if I felt like I was maybe crossing that line a little bit, I would say this. Look, Tanner, you would agree that we tend to kind of push things away and sometimes we wait until the last minute, right? So if you met now with me, or like this week or two coming up before it's done, and we had a more relaxed time to go over everything thoroughly, would that benefit you?
It would. So let's get together.
Yeah. Actually, we could do this. I would say, look, could I share with you some of the benefits of meeting with me sooner rather than later?
I don't see why not.
Cool. Let's say we get together after it's all done, but then we're going to have to take an additional 2 or 3 weeks now to prep everything. Your home's already done. It's ready to go on the market. Now you would delay it an extra 2 or 3 weeks, correct? So if you could choose, as soon as it's done, it goes back on the market and sells, versus again having to wait another 2 or 3 weeks or more to then go through the process of interviewing people and getting it ready and all that. Which one would you pick?
I see, that makes sense. I'd choose the first option, getting it ready. I didn't think about that.
There you go.
And I think a lot of the times they don't understand there is a little bit of a process in between.
There you go. Because you could even say, look,
Appreciate that.
you want to wait? That's fair, Tanner. If you could choose, what would you rather do? As soon as it's done, you get it on the market and get it sold? Or you start the interview process and all that, so you're not putting the home on the market for a couple weeks or maybe even a month after that? Which one would you pick? Because then that would be my first question, and they could choose from there. That's another possibility of what you could say, right?
All right, I got another.
You just have to find the angle, right?
Yeah, I didn't. I spaced on using the. Do you want to go live?
Yeah, and that's just one of a million things that you can say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they never really give you anything specific. Oh, we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Random cold call, warm call.
Yeah. And make it easy for them too. You're in Miami Beach. Look, I'm gonna be there this weekend anyway. Why don't I just swing by and I can find like a local restaurant or coffee shop for us to meet and we'll chat. Make it easy for them.
Make it easy.
Here's a question for you, Tanner. Was your last agent this persistent with you?
Not at all.
Well, it's this type of persistence that it's going to be required to make sure your home gets sold this time, don't you think?
I could see that assisting.
Yeah, the no stone unturned mentality and making sure that we go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, right? So the main reason I'm proposing that we meet now is so we can take our time. You don't want to be rushed, right?
No.
Who's going to say yes to that? Oh yeah, absolutely, I want to be rushed.
I bet.
Who's not going to agree with, oh, so we can take our time? See, that's all stuff that they want to hear. It's all on how we set it up and how we sell that meeting. And if I have to, I'll say, you know what, I'm confident that when we meet, you'll be more than satisfied with what I have to say. And better yet, Tanner, when we go on the market, see, I'm already assuming this, when we go on the market, you're going to know this thing's going to get sold. Ultimately, that's what you're looking for, correct?
Correct.
So great. Would you like for me to choose a restaurant or you?
Heck yeah. Let's go.
Easy money.
Yes, sir.
Remember the age-old tale that I told you guys. You want to make it difficult for them to say no and easy for them to say yes. But you would agree now when you do these follow-ups that sometimes you got to massage people into saying yes. Here's a question for you, Tanner. Let's say you're giving me static, right? Like you're delaying with me. Let's say we go on the market. I'm dealing with a buyer who loves your home. They want to submit an offer, but they're showing a little bit of hesitancy. You want me to leave them be? Or would you like for me to give them that little nudge that I got to give them to get them to submit the offer?
I'd like them to have you give them that little nudge, a little extra nudge.
So that's why right now, I'm being a little persistent with you. I want to give you that little nudge for us to get together because I know that's going to be the first step that you take to ultimately getting your home sold, which is why we're here, right? There you go. That could help you get the appointment too. by making a similar. Now I'm justifying me being pushy or insisting a little bit.
That helps a lot. Thank you.
Yep. But I'm presenting it as a win by giving that example. I've never had a seller say, "Oh no, I don't want you to give him the nudge." I've had every seller say, "Well, yeah, I'd want you to walk them through or talk them through that process." Great. Well, that scenario is similar to this. I know we're gonna meet. You want to wait? Let's just do it now. This is one less thing you're gonna have to do later.
Mm-hmm.
And I set the appointment.
Make it positive, show how it can benefit them.
Yep.
That's going to help
100%,
them.
100%. It's all about them. It's always about them, which is get this thing sold.
My back is killing me.
Yeah, and the other piece of it delaying is a good one too, because they've already delayed 3 to 6 months not selling. They want to sell. They want to be gone. They wanted to be where they were going to be 6 months ago, not now. So there you go.
I have one more if you guys don't have anything.
Shoot, that's why we're here.
You probably remember this discussion. So there's a new construction that expired. No, canceled because the builder was trying to hook up with the real estate agent. She felt uncomfortable, left.
She was representing the sale?
She was representing the owner. The owner bought out the builder, so it was just under the owner's name.
Okay.
We met, kind of having a difficult time focusing on the price, and the builder recommended we go over to this duplex because there is a single family property maybe 2 miles away that was similar, built in 2024. So he threw us off, the listing appointment. Owner ended up listing with someone else because we just got that phone call at the right time. Kind of felt bad. He's saying I'm the only one he's speaking with about this duplex because it's almost finished. However, the builder is going to be on title with the owner. Currently it's just the owner, but once it's finished, the owner is going to go on title with the builder. And the builder, he's being hesitant about starting now and pre-marketing and getting things prepared.
Okay. Did you ask him why?
There we go. Yeah, because he wants the property to be shown when it's complete. Like this is probably a smokescreen, but he's particular about the small things. Like he at least wants drywall up, which drywall is up now.
Sure,
but I can just tell he's...
Say, look, this pre-marketing doesn't mean I'm gonna have people running through here. This is just to build a little bit of excitement. So if you have any hesitations, then I can work off your discretion.
He said we can bring buyers, but he doesn't want to sign the agreement just yet.
Okay, then I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't bring a buyer if we don't have a signed agreement, because then I'm not representing you. That would be illegal.
Mm-hmm.
But the owner's 100% on board with you?
So he says.
Yeah.
And the first question the builder asked me is when I met him is which brokerage that I was with. I told him TBC, real brokerage. Never heard of it. And then I brought up 2 days ago to the owner. I was like, yeah, I kind of get a sense that Jason has some issues with the brokerage that I'm with. And the owner agreed with me. He's like, yeah, I don't know why. Like he's being difficult.
Just looking for any excuse.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how I can navigate.
Have you already talked individually with the builder yet?
Not individually. We're in a group chat.
That's exactly what you need to do. So you have his number and everything.
Yeah.
Set him up and say, hey, Mr. Builder, whatever his name is, Jason, hey, can we set up a time to talk for a few minutes? And then just talk to him straight up and be like, hey man, based on our interactions, I can already tell, just be straight up with him. I can already tell, for whatever reason, you're hesitant about, or you're unsure about my brokerage, the real brokerage. Tell me what your concern is.
Yeah. And I think it's me as well, because when we first met at the property, I was new to Florida.
Yeah.
And, I was in Fort Lauderdale at the time. This property is in Pompano Beach.
Cool.
It's not, I could literally jog
to
the property. So I think, like you said, if I do have that conversation with him, then
have a straight up conversation with him. Because right now it seems like you're almost playing the middleman with him and the other guy. Have a straight up conversation with him. Just say, hey man, or even say, you know what? Let's meet for a coffee. I meet with him. You free? That or a phone call, preferably in person, but if not, a phone call. But I'd push for a meeting. Be like, hey man, I know you've had some concerns. I can tell about my brokerage. Talk to me, what's up? I want this thing to be smooth. And then after you handle 2 or 3 of his concerns or whatever they are, then get to the pre-marketing and say, look man, I'm asking for the agreement to be signed now because I want to be able to bring people or talk about it, but until we have that, I can't. If he starts like trying to like, well, other agents have done that, it's like, look dude, I'm not gonna violate my license or the code of ethics for real estate because you don't want to sign the agreement. If you don't, that's fine, but I'm not gonna cheat the process because you don't want to sign. You have my full nationwide organization support and backing the moment you sign that agreement.
And he said he wouldn't be open to not using us, but just not right now. So I just don't want to put in the effort of following up and then.
And this is what you need to
hire
tell him at the
someone
meeting.
else.
It's like, I'm not going to sit here and follow up if you're not willing to commit. I have the owner's blessing and he wants to work, but we also need yours too. So I want to make sure we're all on the same page. But that meeting, it might expose it. He might be like, well, I'm going to work with somebody else. And be like, great, then good luck to you. And fuck off and leave me alone.
All right,
But at least you'll know. Because then you can say, well, why? Then why string me along this whole time if you don't want to work with me?
Yeah.
Or who's the other person? Then let's go head to head and show who's better. Oh, you know, your brokerage is new or whatever. It's like, dude, my team has been at this brokerage for years. My team leader's been in the business for 12 years. And he runs a nationwide team. The other person that you're talking to potentially, what do they do? Because what I'm sensing potentially, because you said, oh, I was new to Florida, is maybe he thinks you're a rookie. So that's why you gotta like put your nuts on the table with him, you know? And be like, hey bro, like, you know, when you work with me in Team BC, like, I don't think you know what that is. So set up a meeting with them or have a phone call with them and just call them out and be like, I know you're not comfortable with the brokerage or whatever it is, like, let's hash this thing out. Like, what's going on?
I will do that.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
And be ready for anything that he says.
Okay.
Be ready for anything.
Be quick, be sharp.
Yeah. Be straight up with them, dude. That's the best thing you can do when people are doubting you, is be certain. Is that what you suspect? Like, what's your suspicion with him?
I think so, because on the first property, I was recommending 525.
Yeah.
That's where we got to it.
Yeah.
And then I started to ask how much money they put into it. And, you know, the owner's trying to net a certain amount after paying closing costs and all that. So we were trying to figure out what that was. And then the owner was giving numbers that the builder was saying weren't correct. So I think at that point, that's when he was like, well, let's go. Let's kind of get out of here because I got to do something. That's what it seemed like. Or let's go look at this property and check it out. That's near the duplex. So I felt like during that time of going back and forth, maybe that's where the confidence. But I was fucking confident.
Yeah.
I was like 525, and there's a rapper named Kodak Black. Apparently, he viewed it before we had our appointment, and they said he was a strange dude, but he apparently went under contract. That's what they're under contract with. They've been under contract for a few months now. And
On that same property?
Yeah, off the first one I went on, the single family, and it's listed now at 524, and it was at 550. So I think what they did is they got under contract. It's active, but still accepting backups. So I think they're under contract around 525. So,
At the meeting, that's what I would say to him too. It's like this first property that whatever happened, right?
Like, I had nothing to do with that. That's what he.
Yeah, but it's like, that's the same property you originally met with him at, right?
Right.
And say, so I recommended 525 and you weren't confident in it because he wasn't, right?
Yeah, you could tell.
Then you guys put it up at 550 and then now it's active, still accepting backup offers at 524. What a surprise, the price that I recommended to you.
Yeah.
Where did that number come from? So was I right? What is it going to say? No?
Yeah.
Off by 1,000.
Yeah. a little bit. He's gonna go into pricing for sure, because he's like, I know realtors try and get you to come out of reality, and they want you to price lower, but.
Wait, right there, I would stop that. What do you mean come out of reality and price lower?
Yeah. Well, it's a duplex. There's nothing like this.
The
It's
525 that I recommended you on the other property to begin with, that was reality. You think that was lower? That recommendation I made originally?
No, not that one, but you know, I get it. But for this duplex, it's a 2025. It's new construction. It's an up-and-coming area. Like, this is different than what's on the market right now.
You would agree that every seller thinks their property is different, right?
Yeah, but I'm looking at this from a numbers standpoint.
I only look at things from a number standpoint, absolutely. So when you say it's an up-and-coming area and all these other things, is that based on numbers, or is that based on speculation of what we think might happen?
I mean, essentially, I assume someone would purchase it as an investment property.
You see, so now, like, when you talk this way, right, you're gonna effectively at some point, like right now, flip it. Because even just now, you started talking like almost down to me. But when I start giving you pushback, like already you're like, well, I think, you know, and then someone's gonna come in, now it's gonna flip. Because was that how he was talking to you originally, like almost talking down to you?
Yeah, because
Because you gotta challenge it, bro. Like
yeah.
that statement, they want to get you out of reality and price it lower. I'd be like, wait, what do you mean by that? Like, you gotta stop that. That's a bullshit statement. Are we underpricing houses? No. He said, did he really say that to you?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
I was like, oh boy. Let's keep you.
But you didn't challenge it, huh?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
No, but you got to challenge it straight
Yeah,
up.
it wasn't because we were standing there and there's no
Yeah.
drywall on the
Yeah.
inside, and we're just
Yeah.
standing there in an
Yeah.
empty duplex.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Because even then, if I want to go about it differently, it's like, okay, so let's say I did push you to price it lower. What's the benefit?
yeah.
How do we benefit if I try to price it lower?
Buyer's gonna get a hell of a deal.
But we don't want that.
No.
If we sell it for more, don't I get paid more too?
Yeah, and I'd be glad to pay you your commission. That's not what I'm concerned with.
Then why would we push for a lower price?
To get it sold?
Maybe. But
tough market.
I'm here to net you the most money. Is that what you want?
I mean, yeah, of course. But, you know, I mean,
Cool. So
at
any
least I want
price
it sold.
recommendation I'm making to you, it's not a low price, or it's what I feel is that perfect balance, because we have to find not so high that it's not going to sell, but not so low that we're underselling it, right? We need to find that sweet spot. That's what I'm looking at. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Or is there
yes.
something else?
Yes. Essentially, I know we can't overprice it because no one's going to purchase.
See, now we'll get on the, but you see, like, that's kind of how I'm going to set it up. You can't just let him like steamroll you know? Because again, I wasn't there, so I don't know the whole scope of it, but like if I heard that, I would, because what I'm looking for when they talk to me sometimes is statements like that. It's like, whoa, we can't continue if somebody says something like that. We have to get down, like, why is he saying that? There's already a presupposition there that I'm coming in trying to lowball him. It's like, I'm not trying to lowball you, dude. Because if we lowball them, we get paid less too. I don't want to do that. But you got to effectively have that dialogue. But sometimes we do have to like challenge them with what we say. And you got to be willing to do that.
I'm going to have to be careful with my tone. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to be careful with my tone for
Yeah.
sure, my delivery, and not getting into a back and forth with him.
Yeah.
So that's, I can see that just. It seems like he has a button. Like if you push that button,
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I think he was an athlete. He played college.
Well,
baseball,
you know, in
I
a
think,
way,
you know?
sometimes you do have to push that button a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to challenge him, because my guess is if he's that way, probably very few people challenge him. You got to challenge him.
Yeah, I think so.
That's one of the
I think
few
he's trying
ways
to
you're going to get his respect.
Big dog me a little bit.
Yeah, of course. But you got to show that you're a big dog too. Not that we're going to talk down to him or try to bully him, but you got to show like, hey, bro, like, you want to put your nuts on the table, I can put my nuts on the table too. Because again, we're not begging anybody for business here, you know. And if the dude's being around the bush or being weird, tell him to fuck off, dude.
Yeah. It's interesting because I can tell he kind of wants to
Yeah.
get into a relationship, because the owner and I, we already kind of have a good
Yeah.
relationship. Like, his sister is in Arizona. He saw my license plate,
Yeah.
and he goes there and visits sometimes. And asks if I have any chicks available. He's like 75.
Yeah.
It's like, you got any girls in Arizona?
Wow.
He's got a Bentley.
That's funny.
But You can tell like those two, they met because the builder, I think he was a roofer before,
Yeah.
was working on the owner's house.
Yeah.
He gave him free work for the roof because the owner gave him a boat. And then I think they joined up, and the owner's like, hey, you want to build some houses?
Yeah,
Like,
there
I'll
you
give you
go.
some money to
Makes
build
sense.
some houses. So
Can you pass me the phone? I'm gonna shut it off.
they kind of have a relationship.